Good morning, everyone. Just when you thought it was safe not to mention furlough, Dishi Rishi goes out and makes his summer statement. And we now have the job retention bonus scheme. Huzzah! Now, they tell us they're going to issue guidance about it by the 31st of July. And since that's a Friday, that means on Friday the 31st of July at about 5 p.m, I bet you that's exactly what they issue. As far as I can make things out so far, there are 3 basic requirements to qualify for this payment. Firstly and foremostly, at some point, the individual member of staff needs to have been absent on furlough and the employer claiming under the job retention scheme. Secondly, the individual is at work in the period 1st November to 31st January and on the payroll. And thirdly, during that period, their pay averages £520 a month. If you do that, then in the February you can claim a £1,000 bonus for each member of staff in that situation, which is quite a generous handout actually. Couple of additional points I thought I'd tackle while I'm on the subject of furlough. There's been quite a lot of suggestion in the press recently about, well, if someone's on redundancy notice, will you be able to reclaim monies under the furlough scheme? And my view on that is, well, firstly, we have no definitive guidance, but my view is, yes, you can claim. As long as an individual is on the payroll, is furloughed, and whether they're in receipt of notice or not, you're entitled under the scheme to recoup that money from the revenue. 2 requirements, of course. Firstly, they do actually have to be on the payroll, and secondly, if they're in receipt of notice, you have to top up the notice to their normal pay, but that apart, you can claim. I think the distinction is potentially with those who are made redundant and receive a payment in lieu of notice. Can you claim for what would have been the notice period under the furlough scheme? My view very firmly there is no, you can't, because they are literally no longer on the payroll and therefore you can't claim the recoupment. And I suppose the final query I would put out is not going to go anywhere because my phone's ringing. So I'll just conclude by saying, wash your hands and stay safe.